in the country. We started off with the court bars EACC, DPP from arresting or prosecuting Nyakang'o. Now the High Court has barred the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission EACC and the Director of Public Prosecutions from arresting, charging or prosecuting the Controller of Budget Dr. Margaret Nyakang'o in any matter relating to her duties as the Controller of Budgets. Here are the full details of this report. 20 seconds. And former Treasury CS and 8 others acquitted in Kenyan shillings 63 billion dams graft case. Now, former Treasury Cabinet Secretary Henry Rotich is off the hook after the Anti-Corruption Court terminated the Kenyan shillings 63 billion Aurora and Kimwerer dams, a corruption case he was facing alongside 8 others. Here is Mr. Rotich speaking to the media after his day in court. Watch.
All the accused persons herein are hereby acquitted under Section 210 of the CPC. They are hereby acquitted under Section 210 of the Criminal Procedure Code due to lack of evidence as a result of the reckless dereliction of duty by the prosecution.
The devil has been ashamed, and I believe they remain permanently ashamed for those who scheme this evil work.
I find that there is need to check the unfortunate and reckless habit of the ODPP commencing proceedings which they have no intention of pursuing to its logical conclusion. Such conduct is an affront to the administration of justice and a waste of precious judicial time. It is an insult to the dignity of the court and all the stakeholders involved in the criminal justice system.
We have a saying that no poison can go where there is no blood. So there is no blood spill, and there was no way poison would go. No amount of lies, poison, and everything survived.
8 witnesses later, this tune suddenly changed. The prosecution was no longer interested in prosecuting the case. They informed the court that they had firm instructions not to proceed. As such, this court only relied on the evidence of 8 witnesses. Such officers from the Office of Director of Public Prosecution should be personally held liable for any compensatory damages arising out of suits filed by aggrieved persons against the government. As such, I hereby order that this ruling shall be placed before the Attorney General and the National Council of Administrative Justice with a view of sparking conversation on legal reforms on this issue.
To the president has called out and said opponents of HIF are sponsored by cartels. Now the president, William Ruto, says his administration will not relent on the Social Health Insurance Fund and will take on cartels in the Ministry of Health head on. And he said it is a must that the SHIF must work.
We are not going to accept blackmail because the characters who are sponsoring court cases against UHC are the people who are beneficiaries of corruption in NHIF, people who have corrupted our health institutions. Hiyo mambo ya kuiba huko Ministry of Health tutaisimamisha. Unajua watu wengi kwa sababu wamekuwa wafanyabiashara matapeli katika sekta ya health. Hapa North Rift tuko na askari wa polisi wengine 3,000. Mimi nataka niwahakikishie hawa askari hawawezi kutoka hapa mpaka wakora wote na wezi wa mifugo wote tumalizane na wao.
Hii Kerio Valley tukitaka kumaliza mambo ya vita kwa hapa Kerio Valley, tuko na barabara 3. Barabara ya kutoka Leruk kwenda Tangul Bay, kwenda Churo, kwenda Amaya, kwenda Muge na kuteremeka Suguta Valley, Your Excellency. Tukitengeneza hiyo, for the first time tutaweza kukutana na Wakenya ambao wamejificha huko Tiaty constituency, hawajui kwamba serikali ilibadilika, wengine bado wanafikiria rais ni Moi.
We want to make sure that all the schools that were closed, karibu mashule 21 zote zimefunguliwa, zote tunafanyia saizi kurekebisha, na tunataka kuanzia Januari watoto wetu wote wa hapa North Rift warudi shuleni wasome.
Tulikuta ni mengi ilikuwa imeharibika na ndio tunajaribu kurekebisha. Sasa wanataka kutubebesha hiyo mzigo, na hiyo generator ni hao walinunua pesa mingi, wakanunua kitu fake. Ikiwekwa moto, ikiwekwa load kidogo inaanza kutoa moshi. Sasa lazima Kipchumba afanye marekebisho pale, alete generator mpya na mambo yote pale abadilishe.
Matatizo ya Lamu hayako kwa wananchi, matatizo yako kwa viongozi.
The challenges we've had are around incitement and politicization of security.
Other news that are making headlines here, and a man accused of killing girlfriend jailed for 40 years. Now Naftali Kinuthia, the man who murdered his girlfriend Ivy Wangeshi, a Moi University medical student in 2019, has been sentenced to 40 years in jail. Kinuthia was handed the sentencing after being found guilty of killing Wangeshi using an axe right outside the Moi Teaching and Referral Hospital in Eldoret in broad daylight. And from that story now to police officer Chingu Sanga are found guilty of manslaughter. Now Chingu Sanga, a police officer who shot and killed 33-year-old Kingori Kanyi in his home in Mukuruweni, Nyeri County after a confrontation in a bar 8 years ago, has been sentenced to 7 years in prison by a Nyeri court. Here are the full details.
All the mitigating factors, I find a sentence of 7 years to be fair.
I don't feel comfortable with the judgment. In essence, they're saddened after an 8-year wait for justice. And it's been really traumatic on the family.
Hatukuridhika. Tulikuwa tunatarajia afungwe maisha kwa ile kitendo alikuwa amefanya. Juu awe elimisho not only in Mukurweini but the whole country.
In the government has been challenged to provide enough equipment for security officers deployed in insecure areas of the country as a way of reducing the number of officers killed in the line of duty. Families of fallen heroes who joined as senior security officials to mark the commemoration service for the 37 police officers killed in the line of duty between November 2022 and November 2023 say there is a need to look into the welfare of widows left behind. Here are the full details.
Saa 1:19 jioni hiyo akanipigia simu akaniambia, wife, nimepigwa risasi ya mguu, naomba uniombee Mungu na uambie familia yangu. Mpaka kesho yake kitu kama saa 8 ya mchana ndo nikapata ripoti ya kwa mume wangu ameniacha. Naomba tu serikali kama kuna kazi, naomba mtusaidie naye, manake saa hii maisha imekuwa ngumu, kungangana bila kazi, bila chochote, ni maisha imekuwa tu ngumu sana, itupeleke vizuri.
Can just start with this year and see those ones we can place for employment, those who have the papers, those who perhaps want, we support a child here, as a way of saying that we are carrying this burden together.
Today I found myself shedding tears when I saw young widows, young enough to be the age of my daughters. Those ones in the position of responsibility, let us see what we can do to support these young widows.
The authority that you've been given over those weapons is that you must use them to neutralize dangerous criminals and act fast effectively and lawfully in good time, and don't allow a criminal to bring you down or to bring down a citizen.
Hawa wakora wako kule nje, tunawaambia atutishwi, au Al-Shabaab tunawaambia atutishwi, tutalinda nchi yetu. Hizo ID wanaweka kule, hatuna woga.
Let us protect those who are protecting us. By this, what I mean is providing the protective gears like bulletproof. To bring the point home, I lost my husband through a gunshot at the chest, but if he had a bulletproof, he couldn't have died.
Circular on advisors' roles in government. Now, an apparent row has erupted in the government over the role of advisors. The Public Service Commission stepped in to clarify that the role of advisors in the wake of an attack on State House communication staff by Presidential Economic Advisor David Ndii. Here are the full details on this report. And on that note, we come to the end of the news that are making headlines in the country. When we come back with